Welcome everyone to the second stream of the day and of the week actually. How's everyone doing? I forgot to turn on my lights. Apologies. GG. And yeah, my name is Zord and I work on awesome game dev projects here on Twitch. And today we are working on a Unity project. It's called Dwarven Checkers, which is essentially a board game that I'm developing with a friend. We already have like the physical version of this, and currently we are working on the digital version so we can play across the internet, you know, with more friends, even you. And for today, I was trying to essentially integrate two different scenes. So we have this regular game scene, which is like the board game itself, where we place tiles and create paths and whatnot. But then we have a second scene, which is this dice throwing scene here, which essentially allows you, or will be the scene that will allow you to throw dice against your opponent, and then you'll be able to see whoever like rolls the highest. Because depending on who rolls the highest, he has like some advantages in the main game. So I tried doing that. So now if I go back to this one, okay, if I click regular play, I don't think this is gonna work. The hell, like the camera moved. Don't ask me why, but it's kind of cool. Oh, because it's moving the timeline. I see. But yeah, if I now launch this as a multiplayer game, we are already loading that dice tray scene. We are loading it additively, meaning that it adds up to the current scene that we have. And oh, it didn't clear the thing. Funny. Oh well, I'll check that later. But yeah, essentially now we have both loaded, which is exactly what we wanted. Issue now is when playing the game, so the game will be played kind of like this in terms of camera, and every once in a while we'll have the need to move the camera between this position here and the position here. So the camera kind of needs to slide over and zoom in and out a little bit. So I was trying to see how can I actually add that. And one thing that I considered doing is I already stored like this camera position. So this is the camera position for the lava board. So it's going to be this one. And then on the dice tray scene, I have another camera position, which is going to be... Oh, I see what the issue is. Which is going to be the position of the camera when recording the tray. So I need to figure out a way of being able to use these entities that already exist as I wouldn't say keyframes, but using their position as the end position to when I move the camera. And I was trying to move the camera using timelines and animations, because then you can easily like tweak like the duration of the animation and add more stuff if you want. But I was having some issues with that. But then I started like researching stuff, and I found out that there's something called like there are some samples that belong to the timeline package, which are called the customization samples. And apparently these customization samples, they have something here which is a twin track, which essentially allows you to move one game object depending on the position of two other game objects. So I can have a start position and end position, like empty game objects in the world, and then I can move the camera from start to end based on those game objects. And this is cool because if I decide to move the position of the camera or the position of the empty game object, the timeline will like update automatically, meaning that I don't need to like copy the values over anytime soon. So I would say that the first thing that I need to do is I need to import this sample here. So I'll go to Window and then Package Management, Package Manager. I already have here the timeline, and I can click Import. So this will hopefully create a samples timeline folder. Samples timeline folder. And this is gonna have customization samples. And then it has like a bunch of scripts here, which I don't think I want. Okay, so I think I will want to check the demo first, probably. So I want the demo. Okay, it's apparently this. This is the demo scene. Okay, so if I play this, what happens? Well, I'm launching this as a multiplayer game, which probably I shouldn't. I mean, if it works, it works. Okay, so we have two guys fighting. We have some text. We have some video tracks. A twin track, so you can see like the arrow scrolling there. Time dilation for like slow motion. Okay, so it's pretty cool. This sample is using the default animation tracks for the fighting characters. Inspect and read the annotations directly in the timeline window for a detailed explanation of how and where each of these track types are used. And then Unity video, and then... Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so this is the scene. So I think I will need now to somehow open like this timeline asset. Oh, because then they have some bindings here. So there's an activation track. And then there's a tween track. Okay. Okay, so if we open this, this is an annotation marker. Click me. Tooltip title, blah 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 blah. Okay, I would say I want to just read the tween track thing. This is an example of a custom tween track. Clips have start and then transform properties. You can assign game objects to these transform properties to affect the bound game object. The bound game object will then blend from start location to the end location for the duration of the clip. You can also choose to only blend positions or rotations. You can even change the blend curve itself. Okay. Okay, but they have a start location and then end location here, but they're not being mapped. So it's wrong. What's the issue? Because I would assume that this is moving the arrow. But that scrolling arrow there, apparently it's not bound here. So how does this get bound then? You know, for example, if I put the pause there, is this running? It is. Okay, can I No, this is not actually running. Custom text track. Custom tween track. Okay, so for the tween we have this here. So we have the arrow, a start and an end position. And then the arrow, I would assume, is that guy over there. It only has a sprite renderer. Okay, so I wonder where these start and end position are being bound. Because here on the twin track, I'm binding the transform of this guy here. But I don't know where the start and end come from. So maybe I can either override... Oh, now they are configured there. Oh, maybe they only get configured. Okay, I'm confused because now they are it's showing there. So the activation thing just enables it, I would say. Okay, so apparently things are there. Okay, cool. Okay, so I would say that then what I need to do is that I need to somehow grab this tween thing and kind of copy it over somehow. Or maybe I can just try and reuse it, maybe? Surely that's gonna work. So it's a tween track. It's a tween track. Okay. Okay, let's see how successful we are. Let's see how successful we are. So, how do I want to do this? Hold on. I'm already confused as hell. Samples, scenes. Okay, so I want to load this lava board scene, which is this one. I think I'm gonna want to add this one additively, meaning that they now render side to side. I'll probably need to add like an animation. But as far as I know, I already add one. So I have this move camera. One here. Okay, let me delete all of this. Okay, so let's see if this works. If I move the camera there. Oh, yeah, because it's not going to be an animation. It's going to be a tween track. Okay, and then I add a tween clip. Oh. Was that a short lunch or is time flying? No, I had a... Hello, Simonot. No, I had a 1 hour lunch, but I went for lunch earlier. I usually go at 1:30, but today I went at 1 p.m. because wife's home, so I went and had lunch with her. Okay, I'm kind of confused. So how do I bind something here? Add from transform. Main camera. Oh, this doesn't even give me like the path. Okay, I'm confused. How do I know? The fuck? Oh, but this needs to be a transform. Okay, but why can't I reference that? Okay, this doesn't seem as easy as I thought. The transform twin track provides a track for simple transform movements between 2 points. This track demonstrates how to create a custom clip, custom track, and mixer. Use the playable graph API to transform a game object. Customize a clip with the clip editor. Usage. Use the transform twin track for simple transform movements. All translation happens in a straight line, but you can control the speed with an animation curve. Okay, the cat is puking. Okay, be right back. I need to go help the cat. Be right back. Hola, I'm back. The cat had a major airball. You are somewhere in Europe, I think. It's only 9:20 a.m. here. I'm in Portugal. He's in Spain. No, I'm in Portugal. Hello, welcome to the stream. Ice Coding Cat. How's it going? Okay, so how is this supposed to work? Start location, a game object in the scene that the playable uses as a starting reference. This reference is the starting position, rotation, or both. Alright, well, okay. That seems average. Okay, I'm trying to have like an animation that goes from two positions, like moves the camera between two positions. But for some reason I'm not able to. For some odd reason I'm not able to. I don't understand how these things are supposed to be configured. So if I go to the scene, demo scene again. Okay, so this guy here, let's see. The main camera has one animator. Then the text. No. But the arrow also doesn't have an animator. I'm always so confused because of this. Okay, so maybe I need to bind the activation track. Hey, do you use Cinemachine? Hello. No. I don't really know how to use Unity. I'm trying to learn as I go. And currently... Okay, so let me explain what I need to do. Because there's probably a better way. Okay, so currently... I have these two scenes here. Okay, so two scenes. There are two different scenes. And I have one main camera here, which is gonna be recording the game like this. And then I have another camera that was recording this guy here, which records at this position here. So my idea is I would like to only have one camera. That part I think is kinda already handled. But I want the ability to move the camera between these two camera positions. So I have this entity here called camera position on the lava board scene, which is the original point for the camera. Then I have this camera position on the dice tray scene, which is the same position as the camera is. And I want to somehow create a timeline track, an animation track, where I move the camera between these two camera positions. But I want those camera positions to be bound to a game object, because I might decide to just move the camera there, you know, and then the camera goes. And the animation should like work with the updated value without me having to mess with the animation again. That's ideally what I would like to have. But I'm trying to figure out how I could do that on my own. I couldn't. Then I found out that there's this sample package for the timeline, which has exactly what I want. So if I play this, so like there's plenty of stuff here, obviously, but the part that we are interested here is this. So this arrow here, it's like moving between a start and an end position, and it's this arrow right here, and then it moves between these two positions. But as far as I can tell, I don't know how these things are bound. I can see that this arrow is bound here on the activation track. Then on the tweet track you also put the arrow there. But then I don't know how you put the start and end thing there. If I go on the timeline, you'll see that we have a twin track, which is this one, which has this twin clip, but selecting it this way, it shows start and end location as none, which is weird. So I wonder if these are being like bound at runtime, depending like on the name of this or something. Like, I don't know. And the documentation also doesn't explain. If start location is set to null, the transform uses its own position, rotation, or both when the playable starts. I mean, but it's not null, it's there. Like, I don't even know how to bind this twin track to the arrow, you know? Like, obviously it's bound here somehow to interact transform, but I don't know. I don't like magic stuff, and this feels like magic. So this has a start location, end location, all public. Then it has a twin clip. Which has an exposed reference to a transform, start location and end location. Then it creates a twin behavior. But it grabs the start location here, but I don't know what value this is. See, like now it has data in, like for some reason. While before it didn't have anything. So I don't know, this kind of feels like magic, you know? But in any case, they were able, or they are now able to select from the scene here. But when I tried it, it only showed me like the assets panel, not the scene panel. So I don't know if I have like an issue, like an UI issue or something, like it's possible. But it's weird. Cinemachine is nice, makes a lot of complicated camera transitions automatic. Cinemachine will probably do this automatically for you. Probably. But as far as I know, Cinemachine is better when you have like multiple things and you want to say move the camera so it films all of these guys at once, so it automatically like manages the position of the camera and the zoom and whatnot. Timeline is pretty buggy, so not showing is okay. I mean, if it doesn't show, how am I supposed to configure it, you know? That's the sucky part. How am I supposed to configure it? Okay, so if I remove this from this guy here. Okay, so if I go now on timelines, animations, move camera. Okay, so I want to move my main camera here. And I want to create a twin track. Okay, so now supposedly this is bound to add from transform. Oh. Well, isn't this just the main camera? Okay, And now how do I check this? See, because now this is empty, which is weird. Like this is weird. This is not attached to a scene. You need to select the director first, and better to lock it in inspector to timeline to show correctly. I see. Maybe I need to do this and then this. But I mean, if it's locked, now I can't change the data. Oh, but now it shows the scene here. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, so this is the move to dice tray. So this is gonna move from this camera position. Type mismatch. What do you mean? Oh. Okay, now I need to load the second scene, I guess. And maybe I can put the second one. Surely this is gonna work. Surely this is gonna work. Twin track. Oh, this is the camera. Okay. What now? Okay, so now I want to try something. Which is, I want to call these move camera to dice tray. And this should be the timeline manager dot instance dot move camera to dice tray. Director dot play. Oh, I need to add more timelines. Move camera dice tray timeline. Move camera to game board. Okay, surely all of this is gonna work, right? Game board. Okay, just changing the order. Move camera to game board. Okay. Okay. Okay, now here on the timeline manager, I will need to bind this. Oh. Timeline manager. Move camera dice tray. Okay, so it's this. Okay, so what I want to try now. Camera position in scene. Cross-scene references are not supported. This reference will not be saved. Oh. That's unfortunate. We'll risk it. Okay. And now here on the game manager, I'm not exactly sure what is the best way to do this, but I'll probably do like get key down D or something, and then I call move camera to dice tray. So D goes to the dice tray and G goes to the game board. Something like this. Maybe I can show like keypad 1. No, keypad 1 and keypads 2. Yeah, and then I can do it from there. Okay. Okay, now I put this multiplayer and we'll see. Surely it's not gonna work. Oh, because it already has a scene loaded. Gotcha. Okay, so it loaded both. Nah, this doesn't work. Doesn't work with like a cross reference, unfortunately. I mean, I don't even know if this is doing something. You're trying to read input using the input class, but you have switch input in player settings. Okay, so that's not gonna work either. Hold on. Help. Okay, so I need to change the input system just so I can have simple stuff here. Move camera to I forgot what I was about to say. Move camera to game board. And I need the binding. Oh, oops. And the binding is gonna be keyboard. Can I just click? Can I do like a keypad 1? Numpad 1. Okay, good job. And then this is to dice tray. Brain fart, yeah. I already forgot how to stream, you know. Okay, so this cannot be this. This needs to be the other input. What's the other input called? How do I use the other one? Oh my god. How do I use the other one? Is it input action? No. Okay, where is this input coming from? Input CS, obviously. It's getting loaded from here somewhere, and I don't want that. It is like input manager. Input get axis. It's a legacy. Input system. Yes. Get started. Yes. How do I check? I want to check on the action though. If any here on a new. Bro, is this really that difficult? I don't understand. Oh, I would need to have this action here. Nah, that can't be. Then I need to have like an action there. I don't like this. So do I need to expose an input action in order to map it? Apparently. Input system. Is this mouse part of the input system? No. Okay, so where is this input system being used for? For mouse. Amazing. Okay. Okay, so apparently I need to have an input action. Move camera 1, and then another action called move camera 2. And then here I do a if move camera 1 dot was performed this frame or was pressed this frame. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. The more dynamic stuff tends to be, I kind of think it becomes more complicated, you know? Binding. Which binding is this? Oh, no. I don't want to bind it here. No. I don't want to bind it here. I want to use an existent one. Oh, do I need to do a bind action move? Do I really need to do this? Yay. Input system dot actions dot find action. And this is not pretty at all. Okay. Surely this is gonna work now. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so it loaded the scene properly. Okay, pretty cool. Value cannot be null. The move camera game board timeline is null. Oh, right, because I want to do the click number 2. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so it's there. Okay, and if I click number 2, nothing happens. Okay, so I wonder if the issue is actually the fact that this guy needs to have a transform that belongs to the same scene. Freaking odd. Okay, so it has a start position, but it doesn't have an end position. Okay, so apparently I cannot do this dynamically. Oh well. Okay, so I can load this guy here. Then I can probably move it there. This is gonna be dice tray, camera position, and this is gonna be game board camera position. And I remove the tags. Okay. Now if I remove this scene, okay, so I go from that to this. Okay, surely now it's gonna work. I don't trust anything about this. Literally anything. Oh, GG. It worked. I was wrong. I trust all of it. Yay. I trust all of it. My bad. Okay, I also need to move the camera there. Okay, and this is gonna be the opposite end. Okay, pretty cool. But why two scenes if in the end you load both of it? Because I started working on them separately. So initially I only played with the board game scene, this one. And sometimes I would play on this and the logic on this. Other times I would only play on this, and I wanted to have like different scripts, different scene hierarchies, and all of that. I mean, in theory they can be the same. That's true, but I also want the ability to like test them independently, you know. So I think I'm gonna try to keep these separate, but then we'll see. Okay, so pressing 1 didn't work. Okay, so this one now works, but the other one in reverse doesn't. I wonder if it's because of the director. I think I'm misusing this director stuff. I think I'm misusing this. Because do I need to have one director for each timeline? Because I kind of don't want to have that, you know? Because I'll only be playing one animation at a time. Oh, I'm missing this. No. Let's test it. Well, one thing I can say for certain, I don't like multiplayer games. I don't like working on them. It's kind of janky. Okay, this is not working. Why is this doing the same animation if I put different ones? I also don't like difficult things. Yeah. I mean, usually on large studios, you have one person whose sole job is to implement the multiplayer. Like you have a ton of people working on gameplay stuff, and then you have one person handling multiplayer. Okay, so if I click this, move to game board. If I click this, move to dice tray, but the move to dice tray is not moving to the dice tray. He's doing the wrong thing. Like what happened, bro? Kinda feels like this guy is start location game board. No. Game board. Oh. I'm pretty sure this is like using the same reference. So if I now do this. Yeah, this twin track is like using the same thing. So the move to dice tray. Yeah, so this is the move to dice tray, and it's going from game board to dice tray. But then if I change it to the move to game board, oops. It's still going from game board to dice tray. And if I change it here, from dice tray to game board, and I save it, and now I switch back to the move to the dice tray, is also changed. So I actually think that I need to create separate tracks. Because I duplicated it, it's like using the same reference or something. So it's kinda not working. Okay, this is the move to dice tray, so it's hello, camera position. So it starts at the game board and it goes to the dice tray. Transform none? No, bro, this is the transform of the camera. What do you mean? Okay, so move to dice tray goes from game board to dice tray. Now if I change to the move to game camera, move to game board, it goes from dice tray to game board. If I change this, it goes from game board to dice tray. Yeah, it's like it was having like a duplicate reference or something. Maybe in this situation, animator with 2 animations will be easy, or just in a machine with 2 VCams and changes priority. Maybe. I mean, this kind of works now. This is all I wanted to do, so. Virtual camera is what I do in bed buoys. Yeah. I mean, I would say that for now, this is the most complex thing. Hello, cat. This is like the most complex thing I need to do in terms of camera. So I'm not really too worried, but if I end up needing like some hardcore cutscenes and stuff, then I'll need to change it, obviously. Timelines for More like cutscenes with multiple actions in one time. Yeah, I mean, but in theory this sounds so simple. I don't know why this doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, this works. I think I'll go with this. Object reference not set. Oh, this guy doesn't have the move camera. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Oh, this actually closed. Okay. I mean, this is working, so I'll go with this for now. Again, I'm essentially just creating a prototype of this because I don't know if what type of direction my friend wants to go with this. So for now, I would say that this is fine. Okay. The cameras. The camera moves. So that's pretty cool. So what do I need to do here? What do I need to do here now? So assuming that that thing will load the other guy here. I will need to transition to that scene. Okay, but only the player. Okay, so now I need to essentially glue the two scenes together. So at the start of each player turn, the player will need to roll. I think it's a maximum of 3. Yeah, the player will roll. No. A player will roll a maximum of 2 D3s, which is like D6s, but with only 1, 2, and 3 faces, to figure out the values for these guys here. But I wonder if I want to like show, if I want like everyone to watch what value you roll or not. We'll figure out something. Okay, so at the start of each player turn, end player turn, start game, initialize game, end round, on start round. Actually, I don't know if we launch at the start of each round or what. Hold on. Let me read the documentation. Be the first player to reach 35. Players build tunnel networks. Each player is given a known base. Randomly select starting player. Player proceeds clockwise. Oh, it's even clockwise. Okay. Place 3 movement tiles, mandatory. Receive 2 combat tiles, maximum of 4. Place combat tiles on connected victory tiles. Turn. So it's on each player. On each player, start turn. Okay. So let's see. I feel like I can get rid of this. Okay, maybe I should just commit what I have. Just to make sure that that I don't lose any progress doing dumb stuff. Okay. Load the dice tracing and move camera. Move camera timelines. Okay. So let's see. We initialize the game, and then we are waiting for uninitialized changed. And this starts the game. This starts the game. Which we'll call start game. Just gonna call start game ended or something. On start game finished. Okay. And this will then call start round. And then on start round finished, it does this. Current state dot value. Earn movement tiles. I mean, technically here, I want to call like start turn. Yeah, so we have turns and we have rounds. So a round finishes when all of the players have played, and then a new round starts. And this thing is gonna call start round. So then we have start round finished. Yes. So on end round call start round. This is confusing. Okay, and then on the start of each turn, what can I do? I kind of forgot. So I can place 3 movement tiles and receive these combat tiles. Okay, but when I call end turn, confused as hell. Okay, where do I check where it's here? This is what happens when I click the button. This ends the player turn. This ends the player turn. And then this increments the player by +1. Calls client's RPC. This enables and disables the button for each one. But whenever okay, so here I check if all the players have played. And then it calls end round. If not, it says end player turn, which increments all by 1. Okay. Okay, so this is the new player that's gonna play. Okay, so here what I need to check is if the number of combat tiles is less than 4. Max combat tiles. I'll call the move camera to dice tray. But then I'll also need to do like dice thrower instance dot initialize earn combat tiles. I'll plus the player index. And then the number of tiles missing tiles equals this minus this. But I can only earn at most 2. And then I award tiles. It's the maximum between missing tiles and combat tiles awarded. Okay, and then here I pass award tiles. Is this what I want? Is this what I want? Okay, and here, by passing the player index, I can essentially limit that only the player Okay. Okay, so I think I'll need to change this to a network behavior. Okay, so essentially when doing all of this, only the player that belongs to that player index should be able to do stuff. But I mean, the dices already have... I think maybe this works. Because on this player index, I'm already saying... No, I'm using this to set the values of the player index to the dice, so I know which dice belong to which player. But I kinda need to limit who can roll these dice here. You know? So I'll need to check here. The thing is, okay, so the difficult part to me is that there are stuff that I want to test in single player mode without actually launching the multiplayer part of the code. But then I don't know how to actually like support both functionalities, like, because this script here only works with in single player, but now I'll need to somehow port it to work with multiplayer. But then once I change it to work with multiplayer, the single player will stop working, which I don't like at all. But it is what it is. Okay, so this gets me the client, the current client ID. Where's that stuff? Where's my player index? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I only passed the client ID. Well, maybe instead of but again, if I change from player index to client ID, then single player will stop working because single player doesn't have client IDs, or will always be 0. Okay, how do I actually do this? So essentially here on this update function, which is when you are able to like touch your dice and whatnot, I want to check like what is the player index that belongs to myself. So if I do a game manager dot, it's not instance, what's it called? It's not game camera, it's game manager instance dot players. Can I have a select with link or something? No, because this is a weird type, isn't it? A network list. I wonder if I can, if I need to like iterate over all of them somehow. Like I want to select only the one that has the same client ID as mine. But I actually don't know if I can use link with that, you know? You know, like select here works. It doesn't work on that one. So I think I'll need to iterate over all of those by hand for var player index in game manager instance players. Oh. The fuck? What's the syntax? Oh my god. For each varin. Oof. Player. Okay, and here I say player dot client ID. Oh, this client ID doesn't have a player index. Okay, well, maybe I can add it. Should be simple. Should be simple. And then here somewhere, when initializing these guys, I wonder if here I need to pass I or I+1. I don't remember. I don't remember. Scripts. Tile placement. Player index. Yeah, I actually think I need to pass starting at 1. Which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. I might change that later. Player index. Break. Okay, so here I get the player index for my current player. And then here I'll have left player index. Gonna be -1, and then I'm gonna have right player index gonna be -1. Okay, and then here I just need to check, because at most only 2 players can launch dice there. So then I need to check if my player index is none of the 2. Then I cannot do anything. Okay, and then I grab when I try to grab one dice, I should only grab dices if the dice belongs to me. So here I can pass the player index. And here I do a raycast to find out these dice here. And then I do if dice dot player index. If it's my own player index, then I can grab it. Okay. I mean, in theory, now I don't need to do any of this because I should only be able to interact with dice that belong to me in any case. So I don't think I need a left and right player index. I only need myself. I kind of want to refactor this. Name get player index, get local player index. Good. Okay, I would say that this should work. Hopefully this should work. Let's see. Okay, this is already loaded. So current team multiplayer. Oh, why did it skip there? Um, I wonder if I'm entering there. Let's see, let's see. Okay, it immediately crashed here, saying that this game camera is null. Okay, pretty cool. So I would say that the issue is probably because I renamed. Because I renamed the thing, maybe it's messed up now. It doesn't have a network object. Oh, does it need to have a network object though? I mean, I'm kind of already configuring the network object here. So what happens if I load multiple of them? Ay, ay, ay. Unity is scary. Okay. So this kind of worked. Okay, now it should be this one. I do in player turn. Okay, so whenever I'm placing a combat tile, I'm not decrementing here. So for all intents and purposes, for all intents and purposes, Unity believes I have 4 of them. So maybe this is not the way to check. Maybe I cannot check like this directly by length. I'm kind of afraid of changing this. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I cannot check the length. I cannot check the length. So on this data here, I'll need to have like a public int get combat tiles count, and this is gonna iterate and then if combat tiles I different than 0, count plus plus. Okay, I feel like this is sensible enough. Use var. Okay, so instead of this, I need to do get combat tiles count. Okay, and this should trigger immediately at the first start turn because the first player will have a count of 0 because they don't have combat tiles. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. I don't think this worked. I don't think this worked. Clients RPC. Move camera to dice tray. Why wouldn't this work though? Let's try again. Okay, so I don't know what the hell is happening, but this guy is not entering here. Oh, it's not length. Bro. It's a get combat tiles count. Yes. Duh. Super Mario Odyssey completed it. Cool game. Congrats. I've been playing Portal 2. Portal 2. I'm like 6 levels from the end. And then there's all the co-op parts that I would like to play, but I don't have anyone to play with. So if you want to play cool brain challenge physics-based puzzles, let me know. I started playing, so I finished Portal 1. Like Portal 1 is like fairly small, it's like 2 hours or something. But then I played only the co-op version of Portal 2. I think I've never beat the story mode of Portal 2, so I only played the co-op version a little bit, but I've never finished it. And I think the co-op is even like larger than the story mode. But yeah, I would like to play this. Let me know if you are down. Bro, this is not working. This is not working. Did you play Talos Principle? Yes. On the PS5. I actually don't know if I even have the game here. No. But I played on the PS5. I've not finished it. But I played like 2/3 of it or something, and then I was kind of getting like repetitive. So I stopped. Why is this shit not entering here? Have you checked that? What was the other game called? On the island. From Jonathan. The Witness. Have you played this? He's releasing a new game. Jonathan Blow. He probably does a ton of it. Yeah, The Witness. There's a cool like The Witness gag game. Yeah, I think it's called the Looker. It's very funny. This is very, very funny. And it's similar to The Witness. It's also like puzzle based, but it's very, very funny. And it's fairly short, you can see that. You beat it like 1 hour and a half. And but yeah, I wanted to say that Jonathan Blow is working on a new game. Order of the Sinking Star. And this game has like thousands of puzzles. It's gonna be wicked. And this is like a custom game engine, custom language, custom everything. It's pretty cool. Well, actually, I think he was supposed to do like a an announcement today. I'm pretty sure you was to make an announcement today. Or later today. I read it yesterday on Twitter. Oh, it's not here. Did he delete it? Am I dreaming? Can someone help me understand Jonathan Blow? Yeah. He's a memer for sure. I mean, the guy was... I read it yesterday on Twitter. Hold on. I don't want to leak my Twitter page. Okay, I'm pretty certain that I read it. Maybe I dreamed it. But he wrote today about the demo. Oh! Yeah, I read yesterday that he was going to make an announcement. But for some reason, it wasn't appearing Jonathan Blow. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to read this, but it's not working for... Like if you are not logged in on Twitter, then it doesn't show the most recent messages, which is kind of odd. Or maybe I don't know what the hell is happening with this. But yeah, apparently it's gonna... release a demo on Monday. 110 levels. Later this year. Okay, pretty cool. I know I'm not showing it because I don't want to show my Twitter feed. Okay, can I show this? Okay, I can. Pretty cool. Starting on June 15th. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna play these on stream or something. So it's only going to be available for 1 week. I don't know why the video doesn't work there. Works here. Although it doesn't have any quality. I think it's the same video that I was showing. From the director. A 1,000 puzzles. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, good job. So we have someone gonna speedrun it for sure. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that this game in specific is like tile based. It's not like free movement. So it's like there's only one solution, you know, to each puzzle. So you move in like complete tiles. So it's gonna be like fairly easy to like min-max each level, and then you just need to know like the proper pathing, and then it's just gonna work. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'll play the demo. Awesome. Okay, so we have a new game to play next week. Okay, what was I trying to do? Yeah, I was trying to figure out why the fuck this doesn't enter here. Maybe it wasn't attached, I don't know. Okay, so you click play. I'm kind of tired, you know. I haven't been streaming for over 1 week. Now it's taking its toll. Bro, why are you not stopping here on end player turn? Oh, because it only runs when you click here. Index out of range. The fuck? The fuck do you mean? Bro, I don't understand this. Out of range. Like, this thing is not stopping at the breakpoint. At any breakpoint. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, but... But yeah, as I was saying, after 1 week of not streaming, I'm already tired, you know? So I might cut it a little bit shorter today. I can already hear like my vocal cords getting tired. Like, what the fuck is this? Where are you crashing, bro? Line 150. So it's crashing here, but why doesn't it stop here? Like, it's not even attached. What the hell? Unable to connect to Unity. What do you mean? Like, it's not even attaching. Like, something weird is happening. I think I need to restart Unity. Okay, surely It's gonna work now. I click play. Okay, it's still working. And I click intern. Oh, good job. Okay, so I have 2 players. So this is going to initialize this. Argument index was out of range. It's complaining that this was out of range. Am I doing like something like completely wrong here? I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm clearly doing something. I'm clearly doing something wrong. Number of dice 4. Oh, it's only because I only have 3 spawn positions. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, this is wrong. This is the combat tiles awarded. Max combat tiles awarded. Okay, so we only award a maximum of 2. Okay, I think now it should work. I'll still need to figure out a way of replicating the cubes over the network in a way that physics still works, which is gonna be hella painful. Oh well. Nope, this is still not working. This is still not working. Cat is meowing. Meow meow. Meow meow meow. Okay. Let's try again. Number of dice is 4. Oh, because I'm doing this the opposite way. It's a minimum of... Because it's missing 4, but I only want 2. Good job. Meow. Meow. Okay, surely now it's gonna work. Copium. And we crashed Unity. Yay. Okay, surely now it's gonna work. For real, no cap. Okay, so if I now click and turn here, ta-da! Moves the camera for both the players. Look at that, beautiful. But what we'll need to do, what I'll now need to do is make sure that these dice are, as you can see, they have like different values. Looking up. So only the host should initialize them, and then they should be automatically like networked for everyone. Okay, so this part now worked fine. Thank you for the follow. Tira Magno. Use your confetti. Xira Magno. That's a username and some. It's a pretty cool username. Welcome to the stream. My name is Dudzord and I work on game dev. And today I'm working on this Unity project, which is a board game that I'm making with a friend. But I have more games that I work on stream. And essentially every day I pick one of the projects to work on and I do it. So I have one Unity game, one Unreal game, and one Godot game. So if you enjoy that type of content, I think you will enjoy the stream. Welcome again. Okay, so I need to spawn now these guys here. The thing is that only the host should spawn these, you know. So I don't know exactly what is the best way. Netcode for game objects. You can send game objects and world data across a networking session to many players at once. With netcode for game objects, you can focus on building your game instead of low-level protocols and networking frameworks. Okay, get started. Client server quick start. Use this guide to learn how to create your first client server. Command line helper. What is this? Install. I mean, this already should be installed. This section guides you through adding the essential components of a networked game. A network managed component, which I already have, player object, and a scene. Creating this. Create an object to spawn for each connected player. That's not what I want. I want to know, how do I spawn a new guy? Positioning the player on the network transform. This section guides you through adding a network transform component that moves the player. Network transform is a component used to synchronize the position, rotation, and scale of objects across the network. And select the network transform component. And then by modifying the transform, it should kind of automatically work. That would be pretty cool. So do I need to go on my dice prefabs and essentially add the network transform? Anticipated. What is this? Example. Authority mode. The server is the boss. Okay, I like this because then I just launch the dice and then the server decides. And then it should roll the same for both of them. This game object contains a rigid body but no network rigid body. Network rigid body. Use rigid body for motion. When enabled and the network transform is attached, the network transform will use the rigid body for motion. I mean, I was kind of scared that this might take long to fix because of rotating the dice on multiplayer, but it kind of feels like it's just gonna work, you know? Kind of feels like this is gonna work. I'll probably need like more samples and stuff. Yeah, because apparently they already have like all the synchronization stuff for both the transform and the physics rigid body. So that's pretty cool. The main thing is Spawning and despawning. A network prefab is an Unity prefab asset that has one network object component attached to a game object. Okay, so it also needs to be a network object. The network, more commonly, the network object component is attached to the root game object of the prefab asset because this allows any child game object to have network behavior components automatically assigned. The reason for that is that network component attached blah blah will be assigned blah blah blah. You must register a network prefab instance with a network manager using a network prefabs list scriptable object. There are 4 steps to registering a network prefab with a network manager. Create a network prefab by creating a prefab with a network object component. Done. Create a scriptable object called networked prefabs list. Ugh. Okay, we'll do it. We will do it. Network, multiplayer. Hold on. Network prefabs list. Add your network prefab to the list. D4, D6. Add the network prefabs list to the network's prefabs list as associated with a network manager. Okay. So that means how do I exit here? That I need to go on the network manager. I have this network prefabs list. And I'll need to open this. What does this one have? Oh, it already has all of them. Default network prefabs. Okay. I mean, I don't want this first one. Spawning a network prefab. So I instantiate it like this. And then I need to call spawn. When using a server authoritative networking model, only the server or host can spawn netcode objects. And they're distributed. Any game client can spawn. The game client that spawned the network object then becomes the authority of that object. Oh. So should each player spawn their own? To spawn a network prefab, you must first create an instance of the network prefab and then invoke the spawn method on the network object component. Okay, let's try it. So I call instantiate, but then I need to call this as well. Apparently. Okay, and I think that for this only the host will do all of this nonsense as well. Although this clear should probably, like this list should be like a network list or something. Taking prefab overrides into consideration. Sometimes you might want to use a different prefab instance on the authority compared to other clients. Right. The second option is to leverage instantiate and spawn method that handles whether or not spawn and override for you. Destroying. By default, the spawn network prefab instance is destroyed on the authority will be automatically destroyed on all clients. When a client disconnects, dynamically spawn network. I mean, it kind of feels like this should work. I'm gonna have fun handling all this. Yeah. Yeah, multiplayer is... Oh, look at those beautiful dice, like the same dice on both players. We did it. Two players have the same dice with the same rotation, orientation, and all of that. That's pretty cool. And look at this. I'm changing this on the host side, and it's syncing with the clients automatically, and it always matches, like even the same orientation and all. I mean, it's pretty cool. Now, oh, life is glorious. I'll praise the Lord. It just fucking works. I don't need to care about anything. Look at this beautiful thing. Look at this beautiful thing. I'll praise the Lord. Hell yeah. Damn, okay, I'm happy. I thought that this was going to be like extremely painful. But fortunately, it was very easy. Fortunately, it was very, very easy. So good job. Damn, I really didn't think it was gonna be this easy. That's all that I can say. I mean, there are still more stuff to do. Like, for example, if I do this, like I should be able to have player number 2 throwing his dice as well. And then somehow the dice would show on this guy here. So here it's easy, right? Because the host is the one, so the host is the authority for all of this. Where is it? I think they have the thing here. Hold on. They have like a cool visualization. Yeah. So you can see like who's the authority. Like the ownership. So in reality, I would want like each player should be the owner of its own dice, if possible. You know, that would be pretty cool. I really like this visualization. Like, this is amazing. This is freaking amazing. But yeah, now I don't know how to actually make these guys work. Okay, can I somehow like change the who owns what? So for example, I'm doing this spawn here, but can I like change the authority of this guy? Allow current parent. Change ownership. Oh, that's how you do it. I mean, this is pretty cool. So I can just call like change ownership. Okay, does this need to be spawned? Attempted ownership change before was spawned. No, so it needs to be spawned first and then it changes ownership. Got it. Okay, so the ownership is going to be the client ID. Okay, so this should be as easy as doing game manager.instance.players player index. This is going to be player index -1. Fuck. I hate this. I don't care. Client ID. var client ID. Okay. So what I want to test now. Is player index var client ID player index client ID no player index, and then I spawn and then I say change ownership client ID. Surely this is going to work first try. I mean, this is pretty cool because even the check that I put on just to make sure that if I try to click on a mouse that doesn't belong to my player, I can get rid of this. Oh, why didn't this guy move? Confused. Maybe it crashed. I don't know why this guy is not like rotating. the fuck happened? Oh, look at this. So it changed the ownership properly. Meaning... Nah. I can't interact with it yet. I can't interact with it yet. Okay, so if I put on the inspector... hierarchy. Yeah, so here now it says that I'm the owner of this guy, which is pretty cool. Okay, so if I'm the owner... If I'm the owner, why can't I, like, click on it? And also it crashed here. Dice thrower 100. Index -1 is out of range. The fuck? I need to figure out why I cannot grab and launch these guys. And also, why can't I... Why doesn't the camera move to this guy now? Maybe because it was crashing or something? I don't know why, but this guy crashes there on the host. But then it works on the client. Whoever invented multiplayer, bro. Okay, so let's try to figure out why the hell this is crashing. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I'm passing like the proper index there. I think. Let's see. The math is not mathing though. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna click end turn. Now my player index is 0. Right. So this is the regular player index. But then here I need to pass a player index +1. I think that's the thing. Yeah, this is suspicious at best. There's like a tons of icons here. Bro, can you stop? Thank you. Oh, that's like a ton of icons. Okay, this is crashed now. Dun, 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 dun. Debugger enabled. Cache server disabled. Background tasks. Plenty of stuff. What's a cache server? Cat is being an annoying little prick. Lol. Oh. Why is he not showing the dice now? The fuck? Bro, I was so happy that I thought this was just gonna work and now it's refusing to work. And now I cannot even click on these guys. Rolled. You didn't roll anything, bro. Stop line. Index 2 is out of range with something. Combat resolve. I'm not understanding what the issue is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, this guy is now passing like wrong data. Well, obviously, that's why. Okay, I changed some of my indices. Hopefully now it's gonna work. Okay, so if I do intern here. Okay, I kinda click and throw. If I go here, it renders nicely. If I do this, now it's not rendering. It's not rendering the other ones. The hell? Oh, never mind. Okay, so this works. What about this? Okay, so I can grab on these guys here, but I cannot grab on these guys there. Can I grab on these guys here? Also no. Okay, so I want to attach to player number 2 okay, and see what happened. Okay, so I'm player index 2. But this dice belongs to player 0. How? This makes no sense. Why would that dice belong to player 0, my guy? This player index is also wrong, but... where am I setting this? So I'm creating this here on the initialize combat resolve. Okay, and if I attach to regular Unity to player 1 and I do this, okay, so it's player index 0, right player index 1. Okay, so I'm gonna spawn to player 0 and player 1. I know why. I know why. Because I think this cannot be a mono behavior. No, because I'm actually setting player index to 2. player index to 2. And then I'm spawning and changing the ownership. But then here, whenever I click, oops, come on. What happened now? Stuck there. Okay. So whenever I actually get like the dice here and I click here, it's saying that the player index is 0. And I think it's because it needs to be a network behavior. But then this is gonna need to be... I don't know if this is enough or if I need to make it a network variable here. Of this, you know. Okay, I would say that let's first try with this and then we'll figure it out. I mean, I could have checked this in an easy way. So I do this. Then I do this. Okay, now initialize the dice on both sides. But now, if I click on these dice here, as you can see, they are all coming with player index set to 1, which is the issue. Sorry, player index set to 0. So those need to be a networked variable, I guess. Okay, and then here, dice player index dot value, dice player index dot value. I think the cat is not used to me speaking to a camera because maybe because I didn't stream for 1 week. So I think that it thinks that I'm talking with him, although I'm not. Also, the cat is stupid and doesn't understand English, so. I think it just wants attention. Okay. Hopefully this will now work. So if I do this, okay, now I instantiate the dice on both ends. And now, okay, now this dice has like a player index 2, and these have player index 1. Okay, so now I can grab the dice, but they don't replicate on this end. Okay. Well, then I don't know what I need to do now. Because maybe it's gonna be the authority mode. Yeah, I think it's gonna be these, like the authority mode. It's gonna be the owner. You know? Maybe this works now? I kind of feel like I want to expose just a... export just a small, like, dice throwing demo to play with people around the world. Just to see if the values actually, like, always match, you know? Because I'm kind of scared that this is one of those things that are gonna work on a local network, but once you actually start playing across the internet, like, shit is just about to go down. Okay, so you can see that even if I move the mouse like very quickly on the host, like, it takes a little while on the right hand side to update, but it eventually reaches there. So even if I do this, it always matches. And now this guy here, it's also updating. But the thing is, what happens now if I, like, because I don't have authority over those dice, I guess that if I throw them, like, if I'm launching one and then the enemy is, like, launching his, I think that the other dice is just gonna behave like an immovable object, which is not what I wanted. So I wonder that when I launch the dice, maybe when I launch the dice, maybe I need to transfer the ownership to the server, just so that the server can actually, like, have, for example, if I grab this, wait, it actually rotated it. So if I do this, it actually throws it. Okay. I mean, I think this is promising. I think this is promising. Yeah. I think that what I'll need to do next is probably, like, to tint the dice. But I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. This actually worked. Way better than I thought it would, honestly. It honestly worked. Hehe, coughing, yeah. Poor wife. Well, I think I'm done with this project for today. Or for this week even. Hooray! Yeah, I think it's good. And I'm kind of tired. So I think I'll stop the stream here. I'll just record like a small video to show the other guy. And I think that will be it. Okay. Final goodbyes. Here. GG. Everyone, thank you very much for watching the stream, for keeping me company, for chatting throughout the day. Yeah, today was it was kind of a long day, you know, because I'm kind of not used to streaming anymore. So after 6 hours of streaming, I'm very, very, very tired. But yeah, I think I'll be able to pick up the pace slowly but steady. But yeah, so today we worked on the Unity game. I think that tomorrow I'll probably work on the Unreal one, and then on Friday we work on the pinball game. Because I still need to prioritize the games that pay the bills, you know, that help paying the bills. But yeah, I'll get going. Simonot, let me know if you want to play Portal 2 co-op. It's very fun, actually. So if you are down, I kind of need someone to play. If not, I think I'll talk with Tim or something. It's pretty cool. It's like a physics-based puzzle game where you need to keep momentum and stuff. I mean, if you have the game, it's okay. If you don't have the game, I think it's only like £6 or something. But if you don't want to buy it, just let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna get going now. So thank you all. Have a nice Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, have a nice Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I appreciate you all. See ya.